Hey everybody, we're back here with what did we call this again? The blind guys, or you know,
Something blind. The blind view was
the
that it?
blind show?
I don't
Um,
remember.
well,
We'll
I could
probably
be
change it
Bat.
every episode.
Yeah, I could be Batman. You could be Robin
Why do I have to be Robin?
because you're the only one that would wear tights. Uh huh. See, silence. That's admittance. But
I never wear things.
right. But I'm Richard, and with me is
I'm Jesse.
or Robin, Peter Pan.
Don't you mean Dick Grayson?
You could be, but we're back here with week number 2. Let's see. Read a few books. Finished book 3 in the. Trying to remember the name of the series, because you know how I buy the series off of Kindle.
That post-apocalyptic one you were talking about?
No, but I did finish that one, and that was a really good book. I really liked how it ended. It's let's see, what's the name of it? I know Ryan Show is how the screenreader says his name. Really, really good book. Population Zero, book number 3. I really liked how it ended, and the fact that all things in it seem to be really realistic, which is kind of like weird to say, but I really enjoyed it.
There was a book. I'm trying to think of the name of it right now. Chuck Wendig wrote it. Can't think of the name, but it basically these people. I didn't finish it, but these people all get this disease where they're kind of like sleepwalking, and you get a few characters that follow them, and they pretty much walk across the country. And I started reading it right as the pandemic started, and it was so realistic, like in science, as far as the CDC, and they were talking about lockdowns, and it was just too real that for the time that I couldn't read it.
Right.
The Wanderers, I think it was, but it was very interesting because like these people just woke up one day and just started walking, and like I don't know what the mystery behind it was because I never finished it.
You got it on Kindle, or did you get it somewhere else?
I got it on Audible, but it's on Bard too.
I may have to check that one out then, because that's one of the things that I really like. Is the more realistic,
I think I could
the
read
better.
it now, but it was just too close to home with some of the wording and stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the Population Zero books. I do recommend them. Unlike some people, I will call no names, recommend books that just freaking suck and know they will never live that down. My books are usually pretty good.
I still owe you a credit.
Yeah, exactly.
You do that. How do you send someone a credit? Is it by their email?
I don't know. I know my little sister had bought me.
I know you could buy a membership.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could like share a credit though.
I don't know if you. I know if you've never shared a book on Audible, you can share your first one with somebody. I know that because I still have mine available.
I would not share Light of the Jedi with anyone.
No, no, just freaking.
Although I
no.
ended up enjoying it more than you, but.
Yeah, you did. I tell you what you can do though. There is a series of books on Kindle that I am extremely interested in. You know I'm a Ghostbusters fan. They have the movie novelization of those books for $7.99. Oh yes, deliciousness. I'm trying to remember the name of that other book. It's like a space marine book, but for me, while I really enjoy it, I only paid like 99 cents for 8 books. It's really good, but it has a lot of Star Wars-ness to it, which is good because I love Star Wars as well. But to me, I'm not saying that Michael Robertson, I think that's how you say his name. Again, I go by how the screenreader says it, as I'm sure Jesse does.
Yep. I've done it.
While I don't mind it going off of the Star Wars, it seems like it could fit right in, but at the same time, it's his version, if that makes.
I feel like, for me, if I'm reading something that isn't, it's Star Wars, that's fine, but if it's a science fiction thing that's not Star Wars, but it's so similar that bugs me. Like, I want it to be its own thing.
Yeah, this is
I'm reading Star Wars.
I don't know if y'all have them up there where you live, but down here we have Dollar Trees.
Yep.
You know, this is like the Dollar Tree Star Wars. You know.
Okay.
You can find really good stuff in there, but I mean, like I said, I would recommend it.
It's like when we were kids, we had the G.I. Joe, but then you had the cheaper core version.
Oh yeah, IG Bro. Yeah, I know.
Which I love the core version because you got like 10 figures in like one pack for, I don't know how much it was, but more bang for my buck, I felt like.
Yes. You can have more. It's kind of like Walmart and Kmart and all back when there was Kmart. Sold, is it Mattel? No, Mattel does the Barbies. The Hot Wheels cars, and then you could go to Dollar Tree and get like 10 cars for $1 that the wheels would fall off of, and yeah. I know exactly what you mean. But other than that, I had a pretty laid back weekend. Did some cooking on Saturday for the upcoming week, so all you gotta do is just pop it in the microwave and heat it up. Thank God for microwaves.
How's my sound? Because I'm not holding my laptop. Do I sound alright?
Oh yeah. Other than your voice just sucks, I mean your volume is really good.
You know what? I was gonna be nice and say something. I'm glad your Cowboys shit the bed last night.
No. No, they did not shit the bed, sir.
Yeah,
They puked, they threw up,
they did.
It was horrible. I listened to the first 3 quarters, and I tell you, nobody could catch the ball. And I started yelling up a storm, 4th and 1, and they go for it, which I understand. I have no problems with that. Be aggressive, but a $25+ million quarterback who had 10 to 15 yards in front of him throws the ball deep downfield when nobody's catching the ball all day anyway.
Quarterback sneak and make the 1 yard, or isn't he?
That's the thing, Jesse. He could have got at least 10 yards according to the announcers. If he'd just run the ball, that's stupid.
Yeah.
I said some stuff I probably shouldn't have said and had to ask for forgiveness.
Well, you think that's bad? I went up to go. I didn't fall asleep, but I went up to go to bed the other night, and the Penguins were winning 4-1. Great lead, 4-1 with a couple minutes left. The other team pulled their goalie, and that's like, oh, that happens, but usually it doesn't work out for the other team. Fucking won it 5-4.
And
I was so pissed.
And while I'm not a hockey fan, I know a 4-1 lead in hockey is
right,
huge.
But you can understand, they fucking collapsed.
Yeah, that's like in football, you're leading by 3 scores or 24 points.
You're leading by 3 scores at halftime, and then,
Atlanta Falcons. But yeah, I know exactly. But hey, at least my Georgia Bulldogs won and remained number 1. So that's good, and I'm still living on the high of the Atlanta Braves.
You'll live on that for a while.
Oh yes.
I always do with the Steelers.
Yes. Was looking at some Atlanta Braves World Series champion shirts, and the cheapest one I found was like $32. No.
I remember when you'd be watching the game, like right as the game was over, they had the commercial, "Get the Sports Illustrated."
Yeah.
They record both commercials.
Oh, I know. Yes, and that makes me think about. And I know you've been blind your whole life, but man, to ever have seen the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Yeah, I've heard.
Oh man, Dr. Tom. Oh, he had subscriptions.
You mean our friend Dr. Tom?
Oh yeah, he's a really good guy. He'll tell you exactly what he thinks. But, other than that, I haven't done a whole lot. Like I said, I cooked up, supper for the week to just heat it up because I get kind of busy in the evening times during the week. I know you were...
Especially Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yeah, exactly. And Mondays and Thursdays for me, whenever our local session meets. So, what all have you done over the past week or so since we last chatted?
Pretty much a normal week. getting colder here. I feel like, you probably don't experience this obviously because you're in Georgia and it's warmer there, but I feel like fall for us is literally like 2 weeks. Like, well, fall weather, and then it's winter already. Like, it's 32 degrees in the mornings.
Oh yeah. I know. Last week we went from shorts to the next day. It's like sweatpants and heaters turned on.
Yep. Pretty much sweatpants. Well, I have shorts actually on today, but it's usually sweatpants all the time for me. But as far as reading, I haven't finished any books, but I started, and I don't think we talked about it on the show, but we've talked about it. Started Lord of the Rings the other day again. Mainly because my cousin, who is 21, who doesn't really read anything, but if he ever reads, it's like nonfiction or poetry or philosophy books. He told me he's read everything that Tolkien wrote, and I'm like, if Gavin read that, then I can get past it. So I got past the part that always held me up. I got it on Prime Reading on Kindle. It's free, Lord of the Rings in one volume. I'm already up to page like 200, and I think it's like 1,100 pages because it's all 3 books.
Yeah.
But I'm like flying through it now, and it's really good. Like it's like, I never read it before, obviously. I mean, I know the story, but the way it's written, it makes me feel like it's like that comfort, kind of like a comfort blanket or a comfort food, like that comfort novel.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to read it. Yeah, I don't know whether it'll be like this year or next year, but I'm gonna try to push through it.
If you get to the part where they're like on the journey, I think you'll be good. But it's like getting to that was the struggle for me.
What's so bad for me is like he over describes things.
Yeah, he does.
You know, and that's.
Heard that Robert Jordan does that too, or did that too. The Wheel of Time guy. I've never read a Wheel of Time.
I tried reading those and couldn't get into those either, and it just may be one of those things where I just don't like the author, you know, or how they write.
The Prime show looks really good though. It's coming out in 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah. I know I don't always agree with even some of my favorite authors' stuff. Like, I read the Laurel K. Hamilton books. I've read both series that she does. The Meredith Gentry and the Anita Blake. And what I don't like about it is
Vampire
like...
horror?
Yeah, it's like...
That's what I've heard, at least. I don't know.
Everything is about sex and, you know, I mean, like, anywhere. Oh, now I'm riding in the car. Oh, God, I gotta have some. You know, it's like...
It's like always different people, like different men, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Anita Blake, vampire horror. You know,
I said horror, but you know.
Oh, well, that's what it is. I mean, and I personally don't like that. I love vampire stuff, zombie stuff, and the fact that she's like a necromancer. That's what got me into the books.
I know she was a necromancer.
Oh yeah, one of the most powerful in the United States. You know, and that's what got me into the books. But then it's like, okay, she's having sex with this guy. I can understand that. That happens in books. Okay, now she's having sex with this other guy while she's having sex with this guy. Okay, that's a little weird. Okay, now she's having sex with this, you know, lycanthrope. Like, oh my God. You know, it's like, she's nothing but a whore.
Can you imagine Jim Butcher having like a harem of women?
I'm telling you. It's just, I just don't like it. And, you know, if I wasn't so invested in the series, I wouldn't keep, reading it.
You're this far through it, so you probably figure it.
Right. You're right. It is what it is. If it gets much worse, it's going to be like, nah, I don't care.
I've heard people say that complain about Anita Blake for that reason, say the Meredith Gentry series is better. I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't know. I think it's about on the same lines, honestly.
Okay, well, this was years ago. I was reading about that too, so I don't know.
Yeah, it may have been before Meredith got gentrified, I guess. I don't know. But you had anything else going on over the weekend other than the Penguins blowing it?
State won. That was good.
Gotcha.
I think halfway through Dune. I enjoy it, but I paused it for a reason today and ended up taking a nap. So that's why when I texted you and told you I didn't finish the movie, that's why.
Ah, gotcha. Now everybody knows.
Because it feels like so... The story and the music, everything feels so epic to me. Like it's hinting at something greater.
Yeah. I just couldn't get into it. So I mean,
Yeah.
I stopped it. I tried though, but there is a movie I'm actually looking forward to seeing, and may go watch it this week. Called The Red Notice. It's got The Rock in it.
Do you have Netflix?
No, it's at the movie theaters.
I know, but it's coming on Netflix too.
Is it?
Yes.
See, I hadn't heard that.
I think it's like December. I think it's not like right away, but it is coming. I think it is at least.
I'm gonna have.
Maybe I'm wrong. But double check me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think
I will double check you after Light of the Jedi. Believe me. But everybody, not really a whole lot to go on here. Just been doing the same stuff. Doing a little bit of editing, getting used to uploading stuff to YouTube. Hope everybody's enjoying it. We do have 4 subscribers now, so thank y'all very much.
Are you working on making any more? Like, are you on any more game?
Yeah, I actually.
Games accessible. That's what I wanted.
I actually am. I'm reading through one right now that I contacted the author, and I really love lit RPGs. I know, some people don't get into them.
That's my goal for next year is to read one of those.
Well, this is a rule book where you play like you're in a lit RPG. And I contacted the author and asked him, if he would mind if I, converted it. And his name's Sean. I'm trying to remember his last name. I think it starts with a C. I still have his email, but anyway, he said, no problem, but don't worry about that just yet. And in the next day or two, he sent me the rule book in Microsoft Word, where he had copied and pasted everything into the rule book. So currently, right now, I'm reading through it. I mean, it's extremely accessible so far. So I don't think there's going to be anything that I have to do, but I'm just going to read through it because I also like to run it or play it. And with it being lit RPG, which is where you talk about everything, I actually probably could play as well as run it. But it's very, very interesting so far. And unless you read lit RPG, the rulebook probably wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to you. But you level up skills.
I just need to force myself to, read it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I really like them. I've read a couple that I just can't stand. But all in all, they're really good. And so we don't run too long here. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about and get out there into the world of YouTube's?
A couple podcast questions for us to discuss, but since this is already I'll save until next week.
Oh, we can go ahead and ask. I mean, I'm not keeping the time, but.
Okay. Do you have a favorite book? I know your favorite author, you'd say Stephen King, but is there one book that you would say is your ultimate favorite book?
Ooh, it would probably have to be the it's called Seize the Night and Fear Nothing. It's a 2-book series that Dean Koontz done. Okay. I really, really like those. So yeah, I'd have to go with those. Are probably my favorites. I've read them 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
And they're followed, shortly and quickly by the Harry Potter series, which my favorite of them is the 3rd book. And I know you've never read them, so
I've read the first 3. I've read the first 4.
I will reserve making fun of you until after the show, because
the 3rd one was my favorite because that's the one that had Lucian in it, right?
No, it had Sirius Black in it.
That's who I mean.
Mm-hmm. How dare you combine those two? So what about you? Favorite book?
My favorite book would have to be, it's probably on Bard, but there's a version of it. I think the Audible version is might even be read by Jim Dale. It's called The Night Circus.
Ah, yes. I have read it.
Okay, I don't know what it was about that, but it just gave me the magical feeling. It's nothing like Harry Potter, but it just made me feel like I felt when I read Harry Potter. Like,
Right.
the descriptions of the circus were just phenomenal, I thought.
Well, that and you got like a fantastic narrator there.
Yeah, it was just like a magical experience. That's the whole story, I feel like.
Well, that's because it's a circus. What was your other question? Because I know you told me you had a couple.
We could save that till closer to Christmas. It was going to be talk about like what our favorite Christmas presents we ever got were.
Ah, that's that'll work for me. Just make sure you type it down so you don't forget it. But that'll be it for this week. I'm Richard, and you can contact me on Twitter at RichardBean83. You can also send me an email at DaleJuniorFan83@gmail.com. And Jesse.
Obviously, I'm Jesse. You can email or you can contact me on Twitter at TheJesseB83. I am not pretentious in thinking that I should have a "the" before my name, but I got locked out of the old Jesse B83 Twitter contact and could never get my password back because Twitter's password retrieval is stupid. And
yes.
my email is jesseb83@comcast.net.
And just in case I don't forget, don't put this in the description, the music that you all will hear that we are not hearing because neither one of us are technologically capable of doing that, because I think it'll mess up with the screen reader if we try doing it. We'll hear music by either Michael Gelfi or Adrian von Ziegler, both great composers, so be sure to check them out. Links will be in the description. And as always, remember to, what's everybody say on YouTube? Like, subscribe, and share.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, so y'all be sure to do that, and we'll check you out next week.